Yes, guys, we are finally back again for another one on this Brbptv. Be real, be positive television, brothers and sisters. Hopefully, I'll be dropping 2 on this channel, guys. So definitely look out for that vibrations right there and then. Now, of course, you will see why I'll be dropping 2 of them. For of course, today is none other than October 11th. For of course, a number of individuals out there, we knew that there was going to be a reveal on this date today, which is October 11th, brothers and sisters, not on the 2nd. But of course, you know, based on certain things that had to happen then. But it's a bombshell what is happening right now, brothers and sisters. Mind me, YouTube, with the word bombshell. But of course, there's a rather interesting set of stories that has been released, brothers and sisters. And of course, with that said, let us get into the vibrations for today. Don't forget, guys, to definitely scan the thing that you see down there. Put your phone up there and scan that so you'll be able to get the app. And of course, get all my videos when I drop them on the app right there. Of course, guys, with all that said right there, you see it on the screen. Prime Minister Skerrit here. This is, of course, Mass in the Cemetery blog. Prime Minister Skerrit here is another Dominican CBI passport holder tarnishing the name and reputation of Dominica. Of course, Skerrit will always say, oh, it's not me. It's other people are doing it. When it is him that is at fault for doing the very thing. That is why UK had to put a ban on Dominica when it comes down to the visa-free transition and travel to the United Kingdom from Dominica. But of course, you know, that's how it goes sometimes, brothers and sisters. But of course, written right there is that of the not opposition elements. And of course, you can go through this stuff right there. I'll scroll through it. You can stop and read it, guys. But this is not what we're going to be focusing on. This is just an article that was written yesterday on the 10th. Right there, of course, exposing another yet interesting individual who was apparently obtaining a Dominican passport and involving some rather interesting scopes. But brothers and sisters, we're gonna get into the real vibes right there, and that vibes is none other than The Guardian right there, brothers and sisters. The Guardian has definitely picked up something rather interesting. This is the story that I definitely want to get into. So this is the second story I'm going to be looking at today. So look out for that vibrations. But of course, we are going into some more serious matters, brothers and sisters. Investigation reveals thousands who bought golden passports from Dominica. This is what I'm going to get into. But brothers and sisters, it doesn't just stop here. This is the OCCRP review of the investigation revealing thousands who bought into the golden passports from Dominica. But it's not just them. The Guardian also picked up this very same sentiment right there. The Guardian, and have the Dominican flag right there. This is no longer, you can say, oh, Dominica Republic. No, Dominica, brothers and sisters, they have it right there. The Guardian Post, the Guardian has definitely picked this up and is broadcasting to millions of people what is exactly happening when it comes down to the Dominica situation. I might be reading this or the other one, but we'll see how that goes. Not only them, though, brothers and sisters, but they also have, what is this? This is, I don't know where this is. But this is also another one that picked up that story to then further expose the corruption that is being placed on Dominica by our leaders. You know, what is Dominica passports? You know, you can read these certain things. This is another article right there. They even showing the places. Of course, we have our one cruise ship right there, you know. Oh, they even have hints. All right. How the applicants are vetted. I guess vetted by this individual right there. And of course, you can read these posts right there, brothers and sisters. I have no affiliation to these articles. I'm just sharing and reacting to them, brothers and sisters. I'm just showing you what is going on right there. On the basis of these articles, brothers and sisters, you can make your own judgments on this. Of course, this is none other than Turkish news, brothers and sisters. Turkey has also picked up this very same sentiment. I believe that is in reference to what Mass in the Cemetery was speaking about. Convicted Turkish ex-minister Kalgar among Caribbean passport holders in controversial scheme. None other than what is taking place in where? The controversial Caribbean Island Golden Passport Scheme has been unveiled, shedding light on the expanding scandal surrounding citizenship by investment program in where? None other than Dominica. The only person that needs to be blamed for this, brothers and sisters, is Skerrit. You know, Skerrit alone should be blamed. Nobody else but Skerrit. He's the one who is pretty much, you know, organizing the CBI programs and what have you, brothers and sisters. And of course, all this controversial stuff is coming out. He knew what was going to come out. He knew because most likely they got letters. I'm not sure if he got letters, but I heard that Vince Henderson and a number of others got letters asking them important, interesting questions right there. So the Turkish news picked it up. Not just them, brothers and sisters, but the medium as well has picked it up on that regard right there. Putting Dominica passports in repute in disrepute, not disrepute, no. Skerrit, I put it in disrepute. Invalid declaration of trust. You know, you guys can read this stuff. False residential, but man, I tell you, this is gonna be an interesting read right there when it comes on to these things. You guys can always stop and look at the article. Let me go slower for you guys to see. If you don't want to go on the articles will be, of course, in the description below. If you guys want to go check it out, read this stuff for yourself. Pause and read. It's good to be knowledgeable about these things, brothers and sisters. Not only that, the brothers and sisters, but also Forbes has picked it up as well, brothers and sisters. Yes, Forbes has picked it up as well on the basis of this whole Dominica passport situation. Of course, there's a number of links back to the this thing right there. And of course, we're gonna get into it, guys. Don't fret. Don't be fearful. Forbes has also picked this up to broadcast. When the Dominica thing, Forbes was for them. Oh, Forbes put us on thing. Well, look at there again, brothers and sisters. Not just them, though, brothers and sisters. There's more. These are just the few I collected. Okay, these are just a few, guys. There's Belize as well. Belize also picked up that story from Afghan spy master to Gaddafi's colonel. The face behind Dominica's citizenship sales reveals. You see, what is in the darkness, brothers and sisters, will always come to the light. It's rather interesting that there's a number of articles and people picking up this stuff. And they will say, oh, it's Dominica, they're trying to ruin Dominica. This is what you have done. This is what you have done to Dominica. And of course, more countries are going to be looking to definitely further themselves from Dominica. When I tell people it's going to get worse, you think I was joking, not true? It's going to get worse, brothers and sisters. If you think this is worse, it's going to get worse. Okay, I'm just letting you guys know right there. I'll be getting into that story, but of course, I want to do the Guardian one right there. Reveal thousands who have bought golden passports through Dominica's $1 billion scheme. Of course, former Afghan spy master, convicted millionaire, and former Libyan colonel among those who have become Dominica citizens. Why have they become Dominica citizens? Very interesting. Sales of passports soaring after the Caribbean state was granted visa-free travel to the EU in 2015. So we got it in 2015. We got it in 2015 and lost it in 2023. Well, I wonder why this could be. Of course, it's the passports, brothers and sisters. Luxury rooms and swim-up bars, hotel with funding from Dominica's golden passports. We'll always get into these kind of vibrations right there, guys. So let me just get the first one out of road and let me make this thing read this for us.
The Caribbean state of Dominica has sold citizenship to thousands of individuals, including a former Afghan spy master, a Turkish millionaire convicted of fraud, and a former Libyan colonel under Muammar Gaddafi. The first detailed examination of the country's controversial golden passport scheme has found. The findings are from Dominica, Passports of the Caribbean, an investigation by The Guardian and 14 other international news organizations, in partnership with the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, OCCRP.
So the first article, this is where they actually dropped it. In the first article right there. Let me see if I can get it for you guys. Yeah, this is the first one right there. I think I should run it from this one, This is where the main stuff is coming from. I think I should run it from there, brothers and sisters. Nah, let me do the other one. Let me do the Guardian, because the Guardian has it pretty much easier to... It has pretty much broken it down much easier. Anyways, let's continue.
Its passports are in demand around the world, and a series of international agreements ensure its citizens travel visa-free to 140 countries, including most EU member states. However, until now, the names of the individuals who have paid the price tag of at least $100,000, 82,000 British pounds, ahead to acquire Dominican nationality, in many cases without setting foot on the island, have been difficult to obtain.
Brothers and sisters, one of the things that I didn't understand is how on earth we are giving people Dominica citizenship, and these people have never set foot on Dominica. And I don't understand this. I would understand that, hey, they came to Dominica, they saw how beautiful Dominica is, and said, I want to invest, I want to do something. No, we are going to the country to sell them our passports so they can buy passports, never set in foot, so they can gain visa-free access to the European Union. And of course, United Kingdom, before they removed it all there. What kind of... Don't you think this is some kind of funny scheme going on? Some interesting thing going on, maybe? It's just me. I just thought that would probably be the case right there. Let's continue.
By working with the Government Accountability Project, a U.S.-based advocacy group that scoured archives and libraries across the Caribbean for copies of official public documents, and by reviewing leaked material, the project was able to compile lists of names of thousands of people who became citizens.
So they're talking about the project of the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project. That's what they're talking about. They have gone to great lengths to get these sorts of things right there. Who have obtained Dominica passports on what merit, not coming into Dominica at all.
The first ever tally of names published in Dominica's official government gazette shows an island state with a population of just over 70,000 has published the names of 700 individuals since 2007, although our research suggests there may be thousands more. Some were naturalized through immigration or marriage, but the vast majority bought their citizenship.
Yeah, so how we identify Dominica passport buyers, new citizens are listed in a government publication, the government official gazette, that is, listed from the Dominica authorities right there. Although in many cases, this does not happen for several years. So these names are not gazetted for several years. So that's a very interesting thing right there. And there appear to be gaps in some years. The gazette simply publishes the names in an apparent random order. So you cannot say, oh, that person got it in 2007, that person got it in 2009. No, it's a random order right there. There is no other identifying information such as date of birth. And of course, in some years, the Gazette does not define whether the person obtained citizenship by investment or another route, such as marriage to Dominica citizens. This is one of the things that I was telling individuals back in the day when I was saying, hey guys, the UK wanted to keep it to Dominica citizens born in Dominica. But when it comes on to finding out if the individual actually born in Dominica and then have the CBI passport obtainers file their visas so they can get access to UK, they were met with a lot of interesting things, namely on the basis that they could not differentiate between those who born in Dominica and those who, I think, based on what is written on the passport, it's just written Dominican right there when you get your passport. They would indicate that you are a Dominican, born in Dominica. You could have, been naturalized, marriage, those kind of things there. But it's just written Dominica. They're not saying that if you're from Egypt, you're an Egyptian and you have a Dominican passport. No, they say you're Dominican. So they couldn't differentiate. And as a result of that, they put the full blame on everybody right there. I had the article. I read it. I actually did a thing on that. You guys can check it out on this here. I think it's on this one or on the Mr. Leaks reaction, guys. Check it out right there. Anyways, reporters were able to verify the identities of many recipients because family members obtained citizenship by the same route and were listed together in the Gazette. So they were able to track a number of things, even though they tried to faux pas, they were able to track based on the family members obtaining citizenship and, of course, together being gazetted. Names were also matched against other sources which reference to Dominica citizenship, such as Interpol's Red List of Most Wanted, Alison Maduki and a number of Ali Reza Monfared and all these people there who obtained diplomatic passports. That's an interesting one right there. And of course, Interpol's Most Wanted list or wanted people. We also checked entries in corporate registers. That's an interesting one right there, corporate registers, because on the basis sometimes people would use businesses and register it somewhere else and all this kind of something there and have it flip-flopping and put your money. All kind of craziness was happening there. So I guess they try to also track this out. The UK companies also register counts 920 Dominican citizens as directors of businesses. Interesting. I wonder if Skerrit them name is on that. It'll be interesting to find out. Other names, some of which do not appear in the Gazette, were found in leaked documents from a prior developer. Interesting stuff. Let's continue right there, brothers and sisters. Interesting stuff that's going on.
Any government has the legal right to set its own standards on who becomes a citizen, and for many people living under oppressive regimes, a second nationality can provide security.
True.
Names that appeared to be of Iranian, Chinese and Russian heritage were among the largest groups of people who became citizens. For individuals from these countries, a Dominica passport can also mean less red tape when crossing borders, doing business or opening a bank account abroad.
Yeah.
Some of the findings raise questions about the transparency and governance of the scheme, and some are potentially embarrassing for Dominica.
For Dominica, remember, brothers and sisters, what the leaders do affect the Dominican people. Because you know why? Because it's apparently the Dominican people, even though some of the people come from overseas, they are still Dominicans in Dominica voting for the very thing that is happening to them. And they're going to complain to their pal reps. I did the reaction yesterday, brothers and sisters. They're going to complain to their pal reps and say, hey, pal rep, boy, so much young people on the street not doing nothing, but what are you doing for us now? Then the pal rep will say, by not only God, I don't want nobody begging me. But people not supposed to beg you. You're supposed to do what the people put you there to do. You're not doing it, therefore people have to come and beg you to do it. And it's very interesting that if there's another election, they will still vote for the very thing. The very same set of people that they're making noise with. For whatever vendetta they have. Whatever vendetta they have, brothers and sisters. It's a very interesting kind of times that we're living in the nation of the Caribbean. But I'll never forget, brothers and sisters, on the sentiment that I made before. It seems like the government is literally keeping Dominicans down when things can actually happen. Factories, all these things can be put in place to help Dominica. They are not. Yet still the oligarchs of Dominica are getting richer and richer and richer. And of course the CBI program that Skerrit them tried to protect is saying, oh, the people are coming out with all sorts of information and linking or whatever. That has nothing to do with nobody in Dominica. It's a very interesting times that we're living in right there, brothers and sisters, and the people still won't get it.
One buyer had publicly been accused of war crimes before obtaining citizenship, while another had been a colonel and senior security official under Muammar Gaddafi. Citizenship by investment applicants are barred if they have a criminal record, but, in one example, a buyer appears to have been jailed for fraud before he secured citizenship. Others have run into trouble since acquiring Dominican citizenship, including one named on Interpol's wanted red list.
And imagine the government will tell you, oh, they have the most robust due diligence process. The government will come and tell the people that. And then you've seen all this information out there saying, oh, people was on Interpol red list and all sorts of things that they were on. But they obtained Dominica citizens. It's Dominica citizenship. It's a very interesting scope that we're looking at, brothers and sisters. And of course, they're making sure that they point out where Dominica is. Dominica Republic over there. Haiti there. Dominica there. They're making sure they point it out so that people will not mistake that. Well, brothers and sisters, if you think this is it, you better all you think, okay. More to comment.
Dominica has become heavily reliant on selling citizenship to fund its public services, with this source of income accounting for about half of all government revenues. Concerns about the scheme have led to consequences for natural-born Dominicans.
Exactly.
The UK government in July stopped visa-free travel from Dominica and 4 other countries.
Let me repeat that for you. Maybe you didn't hear that. Concerns about the schemes have led to consequences for natural-born Dominicans. And as much as they stated that they talked about the visa-free travel restriction that was put on Dominica. I remember when they were telling them not to use this as a selling point, but they kept using it as a selling point, and then boom, we lost it. And then the citizens have to pay for what leaders have done. But can you blame them though when the citizens are still voting for these people? And I understand the whole sentiment between individuals saying, oh, people came from overseas and voted. Yes, I understand that is true. But when you have people in Dominica voting for them, they are equally as liable.
Dominica's government did not respond to detailed requests for comment. However, the Prime Minister, Roosevelt Skerrit, who has overseen the expansion in citizenship sales since taking office in 2004, defended the program during press conferences on September 18 and October 3, apparently in response to this investigation.
What did he say? Let's get it.
He said, "We have professed to have a robust system that we go through in different layers of due diligence. And if somebody were to become a citizen of today and tomorrow morning the person goes and does something and finds himself in problem with the law, you can't blame the program for that."
Really? Really? We're not just talking about Dominica passports, brothers and sisters. We're talking about Dominica diplomatic passports as well. When our ambassadors who were doing crimes in the country obtained Dominica diplomatic passports for them to continuously do their dirty ways. Remember Ali Zaman Farid? Yes. Remember when Al Jazeera dropped the story and when he was doing all sorts of drugs or whatever he was doing in his office, and the police came and he put his diplomatic passports and they had to leave? Not true? Okay. All right. The middleman stated this, guys. The middleman that made the connection stated this.
Skerrit compared the Dominica scheme to the US's green card, which gives permanent residency rights. He said nobody blames the US when people commit crimes after it grants residency. He also made a series of outlandish and false claims that reporters on the investigation had been paid by opposition politicians in Dominica to try to destroy the scheme, and likened reporters to arsonists and terrorists.
That makes sense to you? That making sense to you? Liken it onto the US green card. But for you to get the US green card, you have to be in the United States. You are giving people passports without sending foot in Dominica, setting foot in Dominica. They have never to set foot in Dominica. And then you liken it onto the US. How is it like the US green card? Help me understand. You gain permanent residence or when you get a US green card, right? That's the first step into obtaining citizenship. They can revoke your green card, and you never get to be a citizen. They can revoke it, brothers and sisters. It's a bit difficult to revoke it, yes, but they can revoke it. And on the basis of revocation, you don't become a citizen. These people don't even have to set foot in Dominica. And you're giving them passports overseas because they pay money for it. They pay money, they buy their money. They buy their money. Anyways, let's continue right there, brothers and sisters. Dominica, they're going to say, Dominica. You might hear Dominica.
Dominica's national archives are housed in a modern concrete structure, set among the pastel-painted colonial buildings of the small town of Rosso, the island's capital. Here, string-bound issues of the weekly Dominica Official Gazette can be found. The Gazette is the only official public source of information about the thousands of individuals who have become Dominican citizens, published only on paper, with no official digital copies. The information the Gazettes contain is not easily accessible.
Because they don't want to put it online. If they put it online, they know that more people will find out more information. So they don't put it online. They only publishing it on the newspaper. And of course, people don't read the newspaper much. When last you guys read the newspaper now? Where's the Chronicle? That the Chronicle still now?
Last year, the Government Accountability Project took action to improve transparency. It viewed dozens of gazettes from libraries, private collections and from the University of the West Indies in Jamaica, and drew up a list of every naturalized citizen published in gazettes from 2007 to 2022. No names have been published since March 2019. Other names were found in documents leaked from a hotel developer licensed to accept passport buyers as investors.
So they don't publish names since 2019. And then, of course, we have the latest one there. The latest one. We have the latest one, brothers and sisters. Yes. All right, then. Uncle boy. Okay. All right, then. Let's continue.
Among the names brought to light is that of Asadullah Khalid, who served as governor of 2 provinces of Afghanistan, as the country's spy chief, and latterly as defense minister. He held these senior positions during the years of turmoil after the invasion by the US and allies in 2001, until the Taliban took over in 2021. Khalid has been accused by UK and Canadian officials of responsibility for human rights abuses, including allegations, widely reported in 2012, that there was a torture chamber under his guest house. He obtained citizenship in 2017, at a time when these allegations were already public.
Okay then. They were already public, but yet Skerrit come in and talk about due diligence process. We have the most robust due diligence process. Apparently, they're bypassing all sorts of things and talking about due diligence process.
The allegations against Khalid have never been tested in court. He has previously said there was no evidence for allegations that were just propaganda. Khalid did not respond to requests for comment. Another investor was Sassi Milad Sassi Grada, a former colonel under the Gaddafi regime in Libya.
I myself have no problem with the Gaddafi regime on the basis that they were fighting the rebels and the people there and all. Anyways, let me leave that alone. But people who are criminals should, all right.
Grada obtained citizenship in 2015, having fled Libya after the civil war that overthrew Gaddafi, before returning. In a telephone interview, Grada said although he knew Gaddafi personally from the 1960s onwards, when they trained in the military together, he did not discuss politics with Gaddafi. He said he left the military in 1989 at the rank of colonel, before running government security for facilities such as banks, universities and oil fields until the Civil War. Under Dominican regulations, citizenship by investment applicants are barred if they have a criminal record. However, one individual seems to have been able to purchase citizenship despite appearing to have a conviction for fraud. The Turkish businessman and former government minister Kavit Saglar bought citizenship in 2011, 7 years after he was given a prison sentence and a fine for fraud relating to Interbank, a bank he owned until it was taken over by Turkish regulators in 1999. In 2010 his sentence was suspended and reduced to 1 year and 9 months in prison, as well as a fine, the Turkish newspaper Hürriyet reported.
So 7 years he got passport, Dominica passport. 7 years after he was based on what they were saying there. Let me get it for you guys. It's the same thing, the prison sentence. So in other words, he should not have been given 7 years after he was given a prison sentence and a fine for fraud relating to Interbank. For fraud, then 7 years after he got Dominica passports.
In a 2019 interview, Saglar said he served 9.5 months in prison, and that he was not a criminal. A representative of Saglar's newspaper company, Ale, said he did not wish to comment when approached by The Guardian and OCCRP. Others appear to have run into trouble after obtaining their passports. One investor who has faced allegations of wrongdoing since obtaining citizenship is Mehdi Ebrahimi Eshratabadi, an Iranian wanted in Iran for alleged fraud, according to an Interpol Red Notice.
Why are a lot of these people there wanted for fraud? And apparently Dominica doesn't see they want it for fraud. What? Is fraud illegal in Dominica? Because if so many people have wanted for fraud at obtaining Dominica passports, then most likely Dominica doesn't see fraud as a crime.
Eshratabadi, who also goes by the name Tony Newman, obtained Dominican citizenship in 2015. His lawyer described Iran's addition of him to Interpol's wanted list in February 2020 as an abuse of red notice system by the Iranian government. The lawyer said he was vigorously denying allegations by the Iranian regime and is defending himself in criminal proceedings in Iran.
Well, you are innocent until proven guilty. Proven, eh?
Odeh Nader Abdulkarim al-Quraishi, an Iraqi, obtained a Dominican passport in 2012, before moving to Dubai, according to previously leaked property records. In 2016, media reports alleged that, while working as an engineer at an Iraqi state-owned oil company, he had accepted bribes between 2009 and 2011 to steer lucrative contracts to clients of Oil, an oil services company. The following year, Iraq issued a warrant for his arrest in connection with the allegations.
He denied them, of course. He denied any wrongdoing.
He denied any wrongdoing, and said he left Iraq because of security and ethnic problems and long before any of this started. By email, he said he would settle the matter once the security situation and the time is appropriate. I
wonder where he is. Countries around the world offer citizenship by investment. Russia, this places, blah, 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 Dominica. Citizenship by investment. I was going to say America offers it, but no, they don't. They offer green card. And then even if you're not doing the green card way, well, you still have to do the green card way. Whether you do it via marriage or you do it via business. You must start with green card, not citizenship.
Kyle Davis, a leading player in cryptocurrencies, appears to have obtained a Dominican passport in 2009. He co-founded the Three Arrows Capital Hedge Fund in 2012. However, the fund collapsed in 2022, one of a string of financial failures caused by the crash in cryptocurrencies, leaving investors claiming losses worth billions of dollars. Tenia, the liquidators of the fund, said in a statement last month that Singapore had issued a committal order for 4 months in prison for Davis for failing to cooperate with the liquidation process, but his whereabouts remain unknown at this point in time. Contacted by The Guardian, Davies' lawyers criticized the liquidators. They did not address questions about his citizenship.
I think that they're talking about the different letters that were sent out to a number of individuals. And on the basis of, Dominica report more new citizenship in 2009, than in the previous 9 years combined. Okay, we'll look at that in a moment, brothers and sisters. Let's see what they have to see right there.
Golden passport and residency schemes have multiplied in recent years. Dominica's scheme is one of the cheapest, requiring a direct donation of $100,000 to the government or an investment of $200,000 in a government-approved real estate project. A former French and then British colony, located in the Eastern Caribbean, Dominica gained independence in 1978. Since 1993, it has sold citizenship. Sales began to really take off after 2015. When a treaty signed with the EU guaranteed its citizens visa-free travel in the Schengen area for up to 90 days a year.
Well, this is it right there, brothers and sisters. Remember, based off the story, they stated that the names have not been gazetted since 2009. 2019 has been the most. Okay then. And in total, I guess this is about 7,000. That is those they have collected, eh? They have collected. Corruption, brothers and sisters. Corruption to the highest degree.
Anti-corruption campaigners and politicians have long expressed concerns about golden passport regimes. Ika Rostamashvili, the campaign's lead at Transparency International, an anti-corruption watchdog, said, "It's no secret that visa-free travel to the EU and the UK has been one of the main selling points of the Caribbean citizenship by investment programs. Both the EU and UK have had their fair share of troubles with such schemes, leading several EU countries and the UK to completely shut down their own programs."
Because the leaders have done this to the people. The leaders are the ones responsible for this, guys. The leaders, nobody else.
The UK scrapped its golden visa scheme last year, while Cyprus stopped selling citizenship in 2020. However, golden passports play a central role in Dominica's economy. The country's leaders say the money is needed to replace its once dominant banana exports, damaged by changes in trade rules.
Nonsense. It's laziness that stop it. You can't tell me other countries. Dominica itself has a lot of potential for agriculture. We're not utilizing our agriculture. We rather import stuff from overseas to bring to Dominica when the fruits and stuff are dying from local farmers in Dominica. And you telling me that it's always trade rules that change? When we can build factories and all those kind of things there, we're selling stuff to Antigua. We're selling bananas to Antigua and plantain to Antigua for Antigua to make plantain chips to send to New Zealand and all those kind of things. When we can do it in Dominica, why aren't we doing it is a question. We should be able to do this because we have the resources to do it. And we're not doing it. The monies that was obtained because of the CBI program, we could have done it. But no, we're not doing it. And you want to talk about trade rules?
Revenues, estimated at more than $1 billion since 2009, have become the main source of income for the Dominican government, helping to fund schools, healthcare, and other public services.
Well, right now we're not funding no healthcare now, because Dominica have had healthcare since Skerrit him take over now. Boy.
Defending the scheme at last month's press conference, Skerrit said it underwrites a significant part of economic and social development on the island, and has been used to build thousands of homes, improve healthcare, help with national security, help you diversify the economy and grow the economy in agriculture and tourism, with the building of hotels.
So we building okay, let me break this down. We are building hotels, true. Are we getting more as a result of building hotels and new hotels? No. It just seems like the hotels are being built to wash money. That's my own point of view, brothers and sisters. What are yours? On the basis of agriculture. Which agriculture? Last year we had a budget about $15 million. Only about, $2 or $3 million. Sorry, about 1 point something, almost $2 million was spent on agriculture. To do what? I have no idea. No, are they talking about there? Thousands of homes have been built. Yes, they build homes for people, true. But they're using the homes that they build for people to keep the people down. In other words, if you go against the government, you most likely will end up losing at home. So they're building homes true because of CBI program on the people's money that is rightly due to them. They're using the money that is due unto the people as a result of CBI programs. And then they're using it for them to keep the people quiet. Also that the people can stay loyal to them. Really? Not even their money they're using. They're using the citizenship by investment money and acting as if, oh, it's a great thing that we're doing. You're doing a great thing indeed, building houses for people because you kill the economy, true. But on the basis of that, cause and effect, why did you do this? So that the people can be loyal to you. It's a very interesting times that we live in, brothers and sisters.
I hope you appreciated this article. Before you move on, I was hoping you would consider taking the step of supporting the Guardian's journalism. From Elon Musk to Rupert Murdoch, a small number of billionaire owners have a powerful hold on so much of the information that reaches the public about what's happening in the world. The Guardian is different. We have no billionaire owner or shareholders to consider. Our journalism is produced to serve the public interest, not profit motives.
Well, that's nice. But on the basis of all this, brothers and sisters, I think this is very telling. I mean, look at this. Look at this. How has it benefited the people? How? Dominica right now is doing load shedding for electricity. In a land that flows with 365 rivers, they say Dominica hardly has water. This morning, a friend of mine told me they don't have water. They don't have water in the airport. The airport where people coming in back west at least have some jugs now somewhere. May put some jugs in the air. Boy, I tell you, boy. Put some jugs so that water can flow. When water really go on thing, you can have, reserves. At least something. But not happening, no. In a land that from 365 rivers, and it have a river, according to individuals in my comments. It have a river just there. Put the thing in a little turbine, build a little something, and fix the water, and filter the water, and make that come through. You can't do that? No? And then you have how much money being obtained from the CBI program? Really? I mean, come on. It has been estimated about $10 billion has been generated from since it started to within 10 years, I think. 10 or 7 years. Within 7 years, $10 billion revenue has been got. How much has come to Dominica based off what Lennox is saying? From my understanding, $2 billion. About $3 billion have reached Dominica. Where's the rest? Where's the rest? $7.1 billion. Anyways, brothers and sisters, this isn't something new to us, This is not something new to us. There are just more people who have apparently obtained Dominica passports. And of course, based off this thing, it's kind of crazy. And you think this is going to stop? It's not going to stop. This is why I tell people right now, brothers and sisters, if you can leave. Dominica can get better now, no? Skerrit dies the right. Boy. Skerrit and his minions that day, Let me know your thoughts, brothers and sisters. I'm going to be doing the other one in a while, so definitely keep tuned for that. Keep it locked for that one right there and then. Anyways, guys, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to scan the code right there that you see at the bottom saying scan me. Scan the code. A lot of you guys watch from your TV. Just put your phone, scan the stuff, and you'll get the app. Download the app, and you'll get to see all my videos and stuff on my different channels right there, including other stuff. For 2024, brothers and sisters, Gospel Life, I'm going to be doing a number of things a bit differently. And of course, getting more serious in that regard. Elevation is always a key when it comes on to what I do. And of course, thanks for being a part of the vibrations right there. And then, guys, look for the next part of this year vibrations a bit later on today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, guys, be real. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. And of course, subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get all the videos as they tend to come through. I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember, guys, be real, be positive.